Hey guys, so I started listening to Dean Odle's take on the final experiment, and I maybe got, 10, 15 minutes into it, and he said something that, if you know Dean Odle, you know his stance on the Mandela effect, and you know his stance on biblical cosmology. But he said, with regards to the final experiment, that Satan could have met them down there in Antarctica and made sure that the light in the sky that would have been perceived as the sun, he could have supernaturally altered their perception of it and made sure that the 24-hour sun was visible from Antarctica. Now, he literally says this in his message that he just gave. I'm assuming this was from either Sunday or Saturday's message at his church. Now, this is someone who says that there is absolutely no way that Satan would have the power to supernaturally alter scripture or change reality, the things that we know has changed. Dolly's braces, Luke, I am your father, Monopoly's monocle, so on and so forth. But this comes from a man that is basically saying that Satan met them there, whether in spirit, whether he showed up in the red suit, and made sure that the 24-hour sun was visible in Antarctica. Now, I'm not saying that I've seen several different videos, so I'm not going to really comment on the final experiment. My comment is in regards to what Dean Odle is suggesting that Satan has the power to do for the sun in the sky, for the perception of the reality of the sun going around a sphere, for the lack of a better term. But he's suggesting that he can have that power to change the light in the sky to make these people believe that they're on a sphere, they're at the bottom of a sphere, seeing a sun that is 93 million miles away, whatever it is. That Satan has that power to alter reality, but he doesn't have the power to change ink and paper, or ink on paper. I think Dean is a little, it's conflicting. That's all I'll say. It's very conflicting that's his stance as far as the final experiment. But when you get to talking about Mandela effect, quantum effect, supernatural Bible changes, that sort of thing, no, Satan doesn't have that power. He can't, he's limited in what he can do in this reality, in this realm. I mean, limited to what extent? Even, he is called the ruler of this world, the God of this world, little g God. He is called that in Scripture. And it's very clear that he has certain powers, certain abilities to do things. And he's granted those things. I mean, we could read Job and see what he's allowed to do there. We can read when Yahushua HaMashiach goes into the wilderness and see what he's tempted by, what Satan actually offers him the kingdoms of the world. He basically says you could have all of this if you bow down to me. So I just find it I don't know. I guess Dean to me always, he comes across, he's got this, there's definitely some pride there. And I mean, I'm glad he's a biblical cosmologist. I mean, he's done some phenomenal work on that. But there's things that, we can think that we know a lot more than we do sometimes. And sometimes that can puff up areas that we're blind to. We can have blind spots in those areas. And I think for a lot of people, that's what Mandela effect does. It causes a blind spot, or an area that's attached to pride that a lot of people can't get away from. So it makes it difficult in your walk. It's very much like the veil being dropped on certain things. And sometimes people, their minds can't really grasp it. So they actually end up, finding a way to debunk it for themselves and step away from it. So anyway, just figured I'd make something after seeing that it just speaks volumes about someone when they can clearly, they clearly see that, hey, Satan is capable of great deception, but he's not capable of some other great deception. So that it's just striking. That's all. Anyway, guys, take care and God bless.